I guess you could touch that button if you really want to, Scott, but now they can hear us.
Oh no!
I like when people can hear me, so that I can
They're
tell
gonna hear
them.
my hot takes.
Your hot takes?
My hot takes. Hot take.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
What's your hot take?
Bakugo mean.
Bakugo mean?
He's a mean boy.
All he did was tell a child to jump off of a building. Come on.
He's, what, 15, 14, 15 when he says that?
Oh god, I think he's actually like
13, maybe, even?
I don't know if he's.
I think he's around 14 and like they're 15 when they actually join UA.
Yeah.
All I'm getting at is maybe I grew up in a different time, but who didn't sometimes just go, dude, just jump off a building when someone did something stupid at that
Look,
age?
if I didn't tell someone to kill themselves when I was a teenager, then I was actually in a minority.
And I'm not saying that's an okay or thing you should do. I'm just saying people are dumb when they're young, and then they grow up and learn things. That doesn't
Teenagers
suddenly
are
mean
shitty people.
Teenagers scare the living shit out of
that
me.
doesn't mean that this character can't have growth or that he isn't compelling just because he said or did something terrible. Yes, no? Can we agree?
I would tend to agree.
Okay,
personally.
Just wanted to be sure.
Yes, no.
You're supposed to argue
Bakugo.
with me. We can have a fun, pedantic argument or whatever.
Oh.
Hot take number 2.
Go on.
Mineta still sucks.
So
That's
somebody brought up a point that I thought was actually fair.
What's that?
Kaminari sucks almost as much as Mineta.
He does, but he doesn't actually sexually assault people.
It's true. It's true. Kaminari will sometimes.
He has a line.
Yeah, Kaminari seems to have a line where Mineta doesn't.
Right.
Whereas Kaminari is like, oh yeah, I want to see some girls naked. Mineta is the one there holding the drill.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Kaminari is kind of the more realistic teen boy.
Yeah.
Of just like no
Normal
girls are hot.
horny kid.
Yeah. Like,
Whereas Mineta
girls are
takes
hot and I
it.
wanna see 'em.
Yeah, Mineta takes it that step too far.
Yeah, where it's like, oh wow, there's never a reality where I would have done that as a teenager, because even as a shitty kid, I would have been like, no, that's not good.
Yeah. We could probably.
Oh yeah, I guess
we could probably
switch us
just,
over, huh? Hold on, let me
Turn the cameras on. Should be a far bottom right. There
There
we
we go.
are.
Hey!
Oh!
Cool.
We're here.
Beautiful.
Konnichiwa,
How's it going, everybody?
minasan. Genki desu ka?
Well, it's that time. We didn't do it last week because people were out.
Yeah.
Things were going on.
I was so sick.
This
You
piece
were
of
ill.
shit was.
Yeah, I was
Out of
so
condition.
sick. I was ill
But your sickness does not stop us
from watching.
from watching and talking about cartoons. And now you're better, so you're able to talk once again.
Although it's funny because my sickness didn't stop me from watching it. I just didn't until today. I watched both episodes like back to back.
Oh, yeah?
Which, let me tell you, is a fun fucking
No,
experience.
this is a good combo of episodes right here.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff happens.
I got teary-eyed at one point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out when that point
You little
was.
pussy.
I know. Dude, here's the thing. I don't know what it is. The older I get,
No, it's
Oh, no,
easy
yes,
to
absolutely.
get weepy for me. No, I'm the same
I
way now.
cry at a drop of a hat. I mean, as a teenager, I was like, "Psh, everything's stupid.
I'm starting to think that it's some layer of like once you experience enough and you can relate enough things
Yeah.
to some level
like,
of
I fully
of personal
understand
pain
death.
that
I
you're,
get
that you're
it
like,
now.
oh, I get why he's crying now,
Yeah.
even though I've never stormed a Yakuza base before. And learned
I'm not even a parent, but like parental love stuff
No, yeah.
gets me really hard.
No, yeah, it's a bond that just hurts to imagine losing.
Yeah.
But
So-
anyway,
The closer it gets to reality.
So the first episode 7, no 8, episode 8.
Sorry, Chad just noticed Tyler.
Oh wow! Oh, look at him down there. That's awesome.
be careful! You're gonna get these too big.
I never. I didn't even know he was there.
Well, don't worry about it. We didn't mic him or anything. He's just hanging out down there. Let him.
I mean, he can shout.
yeah, he can yell over here if he's got.
listening.
Scream, shout, let So, episode 8 of My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
The episode starts with them properly storming the Yakuza's headquarters. And Night Eye realizes the way to get down into the basement by futzing with some bullshit and a fake wall.
Gotta press these panels in just the right order. Luckily, I saw a guy do this once, and I've memorized it, which, thinking back, is probably like the real training he probably had to do growing up, is just learning how to instantly memorize things in a vision.
Photographic memory.
Yeah, because he's gonna have to use that.
But it was a so as they follow his instructions, they run into a wall and fucking like they're like, "Did you get it wrong?" And it's like, "No, this is a place with people who use quirks. Guys, come on, think about this." So of course Lemillion's like, "Give me a sec." Goes right through the wall. Yeah, no, they fucking made a wall. It's a new wall. New wall.
And then he's just like, "I'm gonna keep going. Bye."
Yeah, no,
See you
he's
guys
like
later.
fucking like, "I'm just gonna go forward," which is like, well,
Bad idea.
to be fair, actually no,
Like-
they destroy the wall. That's not to when he goes forward. They destroy the wall. Fucking.
And here we get the trouble of watching both of them right in a row.
Yeah, no, Deku, and what's Red Riot? Kirishima, yeah. They just bust through the wall. But then there's a dude who could apparently just fucking become the underground, become the basement, and he's like, "Yeah, no, fuck you guys. You're in a fucking like fun house now."
Yeah, and he starts
turns
warping everything and making
which
it
is
confusing.
really cool to watch. Like that whole sequence is like really unsettling, and that's when Lemillion's like, "Nah, fuck this shit. You can't stop me.
Yeah.
Like, make the walls do whatever you want.
Your
I can
walls
go
do
through-
nothing to me.
Your walls mean nothing to me."
I have the power of
Okay.
glitch.
So I don't know how Lemillion's powers work. I mean, he's described them to us, but how is he able to be, I assume, corporeal enough to not sink through the ground, but walk through walls?
He had to work on that.
Yeah.
It's just they sort of cover it by just saying at first that was very difficult.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he had to sort of figure it
Like,
out.
are the bottoms of his feet actually still tangible? But he slips them through.
He can choose what parts of his bodies are tangible and
Yeah.
what parts aren't.
Yes. And I think the idea there is that like you put one foot through.
Which actually, yeah, now that I think about it, if he's just going through a wall, that's easy. I guess I should be thinking more like, what if the wall is longer than his leg, so he can't quite switch it through and he just needs to walk straight? Maybe
Yeah.
he just can't.
Actually,
do that.
he's got a way to do that.
Oh, does he?
Because it was that interesting thing of once he goes down to the ground,
He can launch himself
is
back
as
up.
long as he puts himself at an angle, he'll like come back up.
Yeah,
So
he'll
if
clip
the wall
out.
if the wall is too thick, he'll just go under the damn thing,
Okay,
which
that's
is really cool.
Yeah.
Like the way they explain how his powers interact with surroundings and how he can use that to his advantage is definitely the coolest part about Lemillion.
And like people make fun of it all the time, but yeah, it's legit a power that wouldn't exist without video game clipping being a thing, because it's obviously where that idea comes from. It's like when you clip into something, it's
Just
like
forcing him into a wall
Yeah.
to go through,
yeah. So
messing with collisions.
yeah, yeah, there's a guy who ends up taking over the basement and warping everything, and then drops the other ones down, and keeps the cops. So it's like, all right, I've got the cops, I've separated Lemillion, and now I've got all these guys down here.
Yeah.
To where and leaves them with a couple of like these three dudes.
yeah,
Trash.
trash.
The trash trio. And fucking like Sun Eater, out of all of them, is like, no, let me fucking do this. I can take care of these guys. It's obvious that they want to keep us here. And the
Yeah.
more
So you
obvious
guys,
it is.
So you guys move on. I can take care of these three.
Yeah, which I loved that. I love that reasoning. Look, they obviously want to keep us here, so that obviously
You can't
means
let
they've
them
got
do that.
something to hide. You've got to go.
We need people moving forward.
And
Yeah.
I love the shonen trope of like people working through a building and every person staying behind.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
always good when someone does that.
Getting a feeling that's going to be the trajectory for this arc is going to be we're working our way through this base and everyone keeps coming up with situations that stops them and they're like, you keep going, I got this.
Yeah, and I it's a great trope. It's a
yeah,
wonderful
never
trope that builds
fails.
tension. It's fun. It gives everyone a chance to shine. It's just great.
Yeah, no, it's a great feeling because you just feel more and more like shit. They lost another guy, and they're going. You know that they're on their way to the final boss.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so having as many people as possible would be nice.
yep, but nope.
But that's not how the final boss would design his
But,
dungeon.
but like Yeah, this is the next episode, so I'll leave that alone. But yeah, so Sun Eater stays behind the other guys, and the rest of the episode is just Sun Eater, basically.
Yeah, just a great fucking fight.
Yeah.
Like, Sun Eater's abilities, at first, I was like, well, that's not really all that cool.
But Horikoshi always tricks you.
Yes,
So he
because
starts with something not cool. He's like, how would it be cool, though?
I'm sorry,
And there's always an answer.
Chimera Kraken is a cool name and a cool attack. That shit was awesome.
Yeah, getting the tentacles and the shells like all going kind of at once.
Yeah.
Big chicken feet.
No, that was.
Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. I'm
that,
thinking
I
the
forget
other.
what was that called? When he dons the mask.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's got
Something
a very,
about armor, I think. I don't know.
No, it was about like combining.
I haven't watched it since last week. So
Yeah, I watched it this morning and I still
Yeah.
forgot. So, Vast Hybrid.
There
Yeah.
we go, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's hard to remember anyway.
Yeah, it's a cool name though. Vast Hybrid. Yeah, but no, it's such a like when he breaks out the fucking tentacles and just starts smashing everybody. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And not only do we get like a cool show off of his powers, the three dudes he has to fight, we kind of get a really interesting matchup with their mix of powers. So initially, when everyone's there, Eraserhead kind of freezes one dude's powers, and then we get one guy knocked out, so we don't really get to see what they do. The cops are clearly aware of one guy, because they're like, don't point your guns at him, that's a bad idea with his quirk. So they kind of just run away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we eventually find out that one of them can just eat through anything. One dude produces like gemstones from his body that he can use for armor and hit
Crystal
stuff.
dude.
Yeah,
Crystals.
it's basically Kirishima's power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Lots of hardening, guys.
the other guy whose power is just called larceny, where he can just take anything he sees from you.
Which I love that it's called larceny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, first of all, the food dude. That first of all, that guy was creepy the moment I saw him. I'm like, oh hey, look, it's fucking Scarecrow.
And just imagine if he wasn't eating the octopus parts.
Yeah, if he was just biting into
I
a
wanted
human
to.
part.
I remember seeing that. I'm thinking, can Sun Eater feel that? Because if Sun Eater feels every one of those, that's really.
I'm
really,
assuming he does. He's
Yeah.
just probably got the nerves of steel to deal with it.
Yeah,
He's probably throwing his newly grown limbs into danger whenever they come out.
Yeah, honestly.
And better those than his actual limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly like
If he
it
lost a leg, if he ate a person, would he get another one?
If he drank his own blood, would he just grow his own?
Ooh, okay, yeah. Could he consume some of himself to regrow? Okay, yeah.
But
no,
would it
that's a
disappear?
tamer way to do
Yeah.
this.
Just like,
Okay,
Questions.
is this a secret all for one thing where if he was eating different heroes, he could gain their quirks temporarily?
Oh man. Oh man. Implications. there, I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
gonna-
someone else just said that as well. But yeah, maybe it is actually that powerful though. Like if he pulled a stain and like.
All right, that's my new arc for Sun Eater when he truly decides to eat the sun and becomes an unstoppable nightmare.
Actually, it would be sort of neat if he talks to a couple of people and is like, hey, listen.
Can I just have a couple strands of hair? I'm gonna go into a big fight, and being able to pull your quirk out in the last minute would really help.
Actually, you know what would probably be, and this is gonna sound sort of gross.
Do it. Tell me.
It would probably be vials of their blood.
Okay, yeah.
Well, and to be clear, it would probably have to be people only with physical manifestations of quirks.
Yeah.
So like someone with a tail, for instance, like that one
Okay.
guy in class.
All right.
Because he doesn't get superpowers from the food he eats. He just gets physical attributes.
Okay, so he could probably get some of Sue's hair and have a long tongue or something, or
Yeah,
invisible
like,
girl,
like
maybe
that's
turn
probably
invisible.
something that would be more like what he could
Okay.
do.
And I'd just like to point out that horse sashimi is a thing in Japan. I'm just saying.
Get them hooves.
Just putting it out there. Just hooves. Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
By the way, speaking of Sun Eater and the name, we learned how he got the name.
Oh,
Yes. Which
With his backstory, it's because he wants to sun eat that dick.
Well,
okay, look, when I saw that scene when he's looking at fucking looking at Mirio, I was like,
oh, he wants to eat this
It's-
sun, does he?
Yeah, it's pretty gay.
the fucking blush, man.
Yeah, no,
Like-
it's intense.
Yeah, if it had been a girl there looking at a dude, it would have just been Uraraka and Deku.
And Deku, yeah, like
Yeah.
it's straight
I
up.
He's
like-
just really shy.
It's the exact same like dynamic.
Yeah.
As Uraraka and Deku.
So it's sort of interesting for me, and I love I do kind of still love the idea that Sun Eater might actually have a crush on Lemillion, But the fact that that's where he got Sun Eater from is very interesting. I mean, it still works as a name.
He got it from his friend, like encouraging him to not that he's capable of being even better.
Yeah.
than
It's
him,
also
which-
fortunate that his power has to do with eating, so making his name Sun Eater still fit, and
Yeah.
no one would just be, well, that has nothing to do with what you do. Your
Yeah.
eyes shoot lasers.
But yeah, so it's he apparently wants to be better than Lemillion via Lemillion's. I keep saying Lemillion because Mirio. I always forget Mirio Togata.
Yeah.
Mirio inspired him to be the hero he is today, and that's nice. You know, it's always cool to see. Hey, where did they get their inspiration from? And as it turns out, yeah, Mirio means a lot to.
which
our boy
the next
here.
episode we
Well,
also learned some of that.
And it's
Yeah.
and it's also mutual. Like Togata even talks about how he's like, I can't do what I do without knowing you're here to back me up. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
know
mutual
you're this
admiration.
good. Yeah, and so it's
Which is why he stands back and he has that flashback. Is exactly there. I'm here because I'm gonna let the real big heroes go do their job. I'll take out the trash, and he does.
Yeah. But it's very difficult. He gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And then the episode ends.
well as he's doing it, just to give a little bit more depth to it.
I mean, it's-
because he has like his flashback. He's like, you're right. I'm not alone. I'm here to back up these other people. I have to do my job.
Yeah.
And then it seems like he's got him. And then they're like, you do realize like just because we're bad guys doesn't mean we're not like friends and we don't care about each other and also have our own strong bonds. And they start pulling teamwork on him.
Yeah,
and showing
and
that their powers really work well as a group.
Yeah, and you know, you're right to dig a little deeper in it because once again, it's people who are underserved by society
Yeah.
turning to villainy rather than just bad people
Yeah.
doing bad things. It's like no, they're really loyal because they were in a bad place. Someone helped them, and it wasn't it wasn't
choppy guy.
the rest
They
of
were
society.
like he didn't fit in with society. Larceny dude was abandoned by his lover and left under a mountain of debt. And
Yeah.
Gemstone guy was like, I found out my diamonds were worthless. My master beat me half to death and left me for dead.
Yeah,
so
and it's like, you know,
we all got picked up when we were at our lowest, and we were given a purpose. So that's why
the system failed these people, and
Yeah.
someone else picked up after them and kind of took advantage of that, basically. But because of that, these people are genuinely loyal to somebody who's a bad person.
Yeah. But the teamwork isn't quite enough when Sun Eater realizes, oh, I'll just poke holes in the teamwork. Larceny doesn't work without his eyes. If he's not here to steal my stuff, other guys can't stop me. I'm going to eat a little bit of Diamond Dude's diamonds to get his diamonds. I was like, that's fucking cool.
By the way, I completely forgot that he did that.
Yeah.
So when he gets hit in the face and he's like, wait, did you? And I'm like, wait, what? I forgot. And like, oh shit, yeah, he eats a fucking gem.
Dude with crystals for hands gives him a knuckle sandwich. Didn't realize that's exactly what Sun Eater needed to beat him.
Yeah.
So good.
Um,
But that's essentially where that episode ends.
The way and friends don't eat friends. Yes, I do love that because even that there was this part of me that was thinking, is he gonna? And he doesn't. He stops. He stops from eating his teammate, and I'm like, oh hey, it's kind of I love that. I do kind of love where even the bad guys
They don't want to inflict self-harm.
Yeah, they don't want to hurt the people that they work with.
Just like the Yo Gabba Gabba, don't fight your friends.
Oh god, yeah.
But yeah, and yeah, that's you know, it's a fight in a flashback. That's basically the episode.
Yeah.
Good episode though.
Yeah,
fight.
good fight, good flashback, and only done in one episode, unlike other anime who would have dragged it out for 5 episodes.
Because it probably would have been non-seasonal. It probably would have been
Yeah, it would have
week
been
to week.
week to week, which I'm so glad so many anime are dumping week to week because that sucks.
I love One Piece. I can't watch One Piece. I can't.
Just watch One Piece.
The next episode opens up basically immediately after this. Sun Eater's like, you're also filled with neurotoxin from the octopus I ate or squid I ate, so you're not going to be walking anywhere for a while. I should probably catch up with the others. Oh shit, I'm hurt real bad.
Yeah,
and,
he just passes out.
And goes, well, I guess it's up to them.
Yeah.
Yep. Just right. Bam.
I did my job. Blech.
Yeah.
Which-
And then we come back to the guys in the hallway, just, you know, and the hallway guy hasn't messed with stuff for a while.
and
Until he does.
until he figures out, like, I need to take out Eraserhead.
Yeah.
So he targets Eraserhead and almost pushes him through a hole until Fat Gum
Fat
jumps
Gum.
in the way.
Yeah. because it's smart to just realize that like no, he needs to stick around because Overhaul is a guy who would be very useful to turn off his quirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would save us a lot of headaches if we could just get a good look at him.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Fat Gum ends up in a completely different room.
Which I love the animation for just.
Man, thinking about it, we can't have like Dragon Ball-esque moments of everybody watching the big fight with Eraserhead because he'd just be able to look at whatever the threat is and maybe turn it off.
Yeah.
I mean, he could just not be one of them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying he'll never get to be in that crowd shot of look over there.
But he does have a limit to how many times he can do it.
Okay, you know what? Yeah,
He doesn't.
maybe
He doesn't?
No, he does. There's no limit to how many times he can do it.
Just has very dry eyes.
Yeah, the first limit is keeping his eyes open for long enough. The second limit is he can only do it to one person at a time.
Okay.
And I think the third limit might be how close he is to that person. There's a limit now.
Maybe he'll just watch.
Yeah,
it.
you know,
I thought there was a limit to how many times he could do it.
If there's just a time limit.
Time limit. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, either way.
Oh, he can do it to multiple people. Oh, if he's looking at multiple people.
Well, either way, they roll into this new room in style, and turns out Fat Gum wasn't alone. Kirishima also tried to get in the way of Eraserhead getting knocked out, so they were both knocked into this
He just
dark,
got sucked
shadowy
into the
room.
fat. And yeah, so now they're both in a room with one punchy guy and one barrier guy.
Yep.
A spear and a shield, as they say in the.
Which I do love that. Like, that's a great setup for two characters.
And they're like, yeah, we're a spear and a shield. You're just a shield and a shield. And that kid isn't even a good shield because he gets
how
knocked
scared
into
he
a
is.
wall.
Yeah, Kirishima takes heavy damage at
From
the front
one
there.
punch.
Yeah, like it is right out the gate. Yeah, he fucking Rappa, the big punchy dude, immediately punches through Kirishima's like ultimate move, and which demoralizes the poor boy really badly.
He's
Understandably.
Like,
Fuck, I suck.
I'm over my head, aren't I? Oh boy.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. Like, I couldn't even imagine being in a circumstance like
But that's
that
your
where,
thing, and it's immediately undone.
yeah,
And also, let me just say, I actually love Rappa, the punchy guy. He's actually great.
yeah, no, Rappa's
Like he just wants one thing, and he's pretty simple.
Just
He's
wants a
like,
good fight.
I just want to fight. If I die, I don't give a shit. It's just a good fight. And then like when people are like, all right, yeah, let's fight. He's like, fuck, you're cool.
Yeah.
I like you.
I think like when he starts punching Fat Gum and he's like not going down, he's like, this is awesome, and just like kind of just keeps
Well,
punching
and he's
him.
like, oh, you're getting a fight? Man, you're cool. I like you. Like he genuinely is just like,
Good.
you're a good guy.
Thanks, man.
It's like, hey, that barrier? Yeah, I'll take it down. You're such a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, I love you.
Yeah.
Like, he tries to kill people.
Yep. And so small thing. I watched the sub. You know, Overjerk.
Wait, what?
He calls him Overjerk. He calls
okay.
Rappa calls Overhaul Overjerk. In the sub or in the Japanese version, he says instead of Overhaul, which is Obaharu, he says Obaho. Aho is like if like, hey, idiot. This is coming
That's so interesting.
This is like a step above that. Like, this is we came
Well,
up,
yeah, and like I brought up that like this isn't great, this is bad.
yes,
But
yes.
the only appropriate, like full-on correct translation of that would just be calling him overtard.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a very accurate.
They shouldn't put that in the dub. But
No, they
that's,
shouldn't.
That's how you could localize it appropriately.
I don't think I even caught if he did call him Overjerk in the dub. I don't think I even noticed. So.
Yeah, there's one where he has some insulting name for him. He's like, it's Mr. Overhaul or Master Overhaul.
I think he might have,
Obaharu-sama.
I might be misremembering, but I feel like he just goes like that over something or that over guy. Like just makes it very casual. Like I don't really know who we're working for, but that dude, he showed up.
But yeah, so I just found that interesting as a little insult that I'm like, oh hey. But yeah, so they have a big old fight where Rappa just starts laying the fuck into Fat Gum.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Kirishima's just having flashbacks.
yeah, fucking poor Kirishima's having more flashbacks in the background. It's pretty bad because again, we've never seen Kirishima this fucking put out.
Yeah. And like then it flashes back and basically the basic story is just his quirk. He thought his quirk sucked at first, and he wanted to be a hero, but he was also like not very tough. And also he would freeze when he got scared.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that means I'm not a hero. I didn't just.
I
act
get
without
scared.
thinking.
I'm not a hero. I'm not worthy.
Yeah, and
Meanwhile, Mina is just awesome. People love her. She's hanging out. What?
Just grab some window dressing.
Bring
Don't
it
worry about
back.
him.
But meanwhile, Mina's hanging out, and she's cool. Everyone loves her, and
everyone does love her
she
for good
diffuses
reason.
situations.
I really enjoyed the. Oh wait, Ashido's there. Oh, she's really yelling at him. Now it looks like they're getting along.
Now they're
Are they
breakdancing.
breakdancing?
And they're just.
I have no idea if that's how it was presented in the
That's
manga, but I
definitely-
really liked
was,
that trend,
yeah.
that train of events.
Yeah, that's accurate. And I loved Mina. She's always great, and just seeing her be her best self is always so much fun.
Yeah.
And she's a big inspiration
Don't let him distract
as we
you.
find out.
He's whispering sweet nothings to Deku. I don't know what they are, but
As we find out, inspiration for Kirishima, and almost actually makes him like quit the whole game.
because he's just not
Yeah.
like she's brave and he's not. But like it's very clear though. Like there's a villain scenario.
You can
She lies to the
pretend
villain
that
to send him to the police station
he's
instead of where he
in
wants to
the-
go.
And then she instantly falls to her
Collapses. She's like,
fucking
"Oh."
knees and
And
cries.
cries like that was so scary.
Yeah.
So, like she's obviously also scared, but she acted anyway. While Kirishima, he froze entirely, and he
Yeah.
thinks I'm a piece of shit. Like I can't be a hero. But then he sees a recording when he's mad of his favorite hero, what was it?
Crimson Riot
Crimson
is
Riot.
the hero he likes. Yeah.
Who's apparently a very old hero.
Yeah.
But like
He's an old
asked
school
like
tough
you know
man.
yeah, and he's like, oh, how do you not get scared?
He's got a mic.
Oh, he does? Oh, he has had a mic this whole time.
Yes.
I've had whispers. Don't worry about it.
Don't.
Okay, well the chat's getting distracted.
Yeah,
want
they
you to
can't.
stop.
They can't hear us, so don't do that. Please unplug that mic.
I did. Okay.
Okay.
But so yeah, like he sees an interview with his favorite hero, and he's like, oh no, yeah, I get scared, duh.
Yeah.
Like at one point when I was training like a sidekick, I got so scared that I failed to save somebody,
By
and
the
that's
way-
why I never let that stop me again.
This is the scene, by the way, when I was watching this, I fucking teared up. Because it's so important to tell people that, of course, you're going to be scared.
Yeah.
If you weren't scared, you'd be crazy.
Yeah. Well, and you know, and Crimson Riot specifically says like not only does he get scared, but at one point he did make a mistake and someone died because of it.
Like
And-
the interviewer says something like he's like, yeah, there was a time where I hesitated and someone lost their life, and the interviewer goes something like, I heard about that, but it wasn't your fault. He's like, no, I hesitated and somebody died. Like I can't afford to do that. Like that's part of the job.
Yeah, in the sub he's like, you know, like it's scarier to imagine that ever happening again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's a great lesson to teach young men, like specifically Kirishima, who talks about being manly. It's like being manly is not, you know, is not being scared. It's not, you know, Kirishima's
It's
version of
acting
manly.
anyway.
Yeah, Kirishima's version of manliness is very non-toxic and cool.
Yeah. If you're like, yeah, and as I said, for me, learning that it's okay to be scared, you still got to do it.
Yeah.
And that's that. Yeah, the whole scene got to me. And also,
and also like big reveal.
Yeah.
He dyes his hair.
yes, yeah. I like singing with black hair. I was like,
It never occurred to me that wasn't his natural hair color because
Yeah.
it's anime. But yeah,
He
I
wears
guess,
it so proudly.
yeah, but I guess you know most people have normal hair colors unless it's part of their quirk.
Yeah.
In My Hero, so
it's true. I'm actually, yeah, no, Bakugo actually has blonde hair. His mom has blonde hair.
yeah,
Yeah. Unless they're both dying. But yeah, so it was really cool to see Fat Gum, how his ability works, by the way. Because we see that he takes all these hits, but then we find out what the other thing that his quirk does.
yeah,
He can store up energy from hits,
yeah,
which, holy shit, that's hype. I won't lie.
yeah. That makes him even more powerful. Where it's just like, nah, I'll take the hit and then I'll give it back. Like,
Yeah.
Basically, I am rubber. You are glue.
And as he's taking hits, he's about to reach his limit. He's like, I'm wearing through all my fat. This isn't gonna go so well. And right in that moment is when Kirishima kind of gets his gets his gumption back and remembers, like, wait, you know, like, even though I'm scared, I got to do something. I gotta stand up. Even if I get broken down, I'll just harden up again. Because that's what a hero does. Damn it, that's what it's about, being a man.
Yeah. So he goes up and he not only does he block a punch, he blocks a bunch of punches and you know keeps it going enough for Fat Gum to store up the energy he needs and then give it to the guy. Like not the guy and the barrier guy at the same time. Just completely eradicate them. Because
Kirishima kind of jumps in with a big hit after eating him for a while, and barrier guy puts up the barrier, being like, all right, here you go. I stopped you from getting the big hit. Everything's gonna be cool. And then Fat Gum's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah. and
you didn't stop shit.
So, someone referred to him as Fit Gum, and I like that.
No, Fit Gum? I've never heard that before. I love it.
Yeah. Someone said Fit Gum got hot. And it was like,
was not expecting him to be a blonde. I don't know exactly what I was thinking he would be.
I mean, like you don't expect like, yeah, I guess people just don't expect like cute blonde when they see Fat Gum, but turns out, yeah, like once he burns up all that, it's a little bit choji, just a little bit choji.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean,
oh man, further even.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Sasuke retrieval arc tie-ins.
Yeah, no, it's a little choji, except like better because he has a better power. Choji just sort of like, I become Butterfly Man, and
he ate a really spicy pill.
I mean, I like the fact that
it was cool when it happened. It's just it never gets used again, and it just kind of doesn't mean anything. Oh yeah, it doesn't get used in the final arc.
It gets used, yeah, at least once after that.
Don't talk shit unless you can back it up, Stefan!
I haven't watched Shippuden in a long. Actually, I didn't watch Shippuden. I just read.
Yeah,
the manga.
I've read all of it.
It's easy to forget.
Choji's daughter is the worst. Anyway, so they knock out both Rappa and Barrier Dude, and which, by the way, what is Rappa's quirk? Does anyone know what?
Punching.
He's really good at punching.
It's like spring-loaded fist.
You know what? That sounds like it's right. But yeah, so knocks them both out. Fucking Kirishima passes right out immediately. Like he's done. He's so fucking done with this.
But not before hearing something I think like some real important praise from Fat Gum, because like as he jumps in, the villains kind of just do the like, Nani, what's going on? And like Fat Gum just goes with like, we both made the same mistake. We underestimated the hero known as Red Riot.
Yeah.
And like you just see a big smile go across Kirishima's face as he passes out. It's like, yeah, good. Like, make sure you know that someone recognizes your manly sacrifice here.
Yeah, and presumably, Fat comes out of the fight since all his fat is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I love the idea of like circumstances that make it so nope, they're done. They can't join in the rest of the fight. Not only have they been split off, they won their fight, but at the cost that they cannot continue to fight for the rest of this mission.
Oh, and also just a small thing. They also make note that, or Fat Gum at one point makes note that he also got into martial arts for a bit. Like he was big into fighting.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, which that's actually a pretty good. That's a honestly, if you are going to be a hero, it does not
Some
make
sort
sense.
of self-defense training makes sense.
Yeah, like Bubble Girl. Bubble Girl uses her bubbles,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then she immediately
that's right.
fucking takes that dude down.
This is back in the first episode we were talking about, but we glossed over it. We do get to see both Centipeter and Bubble Girl
Oh
fight for a
yeah,
little bit.
Centipeter makes centipedes.
Yeah,
I mean
he's
that
just
makes
got,
sense.
He's just
but,
got
like,
a long centipede body on his limbs.
Yeah.
Just kind of and be a centipede arm.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's real nasty. And Bubble Girl, like, we never really get to see her too much, but like, the one guy gets like in a headlock or something, she just kind of flicks a bubble in his face and like, like, and immobilizes him by getting in his eyes.
Yeah, apparently she can blind dudes with her
Yeah.
bubbles and then fucking take them down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I do think it is important that if you're going to be a hero, you better have a bunch of fucking martial arts training. Because,
like
damn.
which is good. Udanika is also like, she's got her martial arts training down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was that with? I can't remember. It was with
Gunhead.
Was it Gunhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was when she was
Not.
when she was doing the agency with him.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Gunhead anime
There's
right
a
now?
gun- there is a Gunhead,
Not that
yeah.
Gunhead.
Yeah. But yeah, we see Fit Gum and Kirishima save the day. And I think that was the end of that episode.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Pretty much. We do get a tiny. I'm trying to remember if there was like any ending scene or closing thing that had anything like leading into what was next. Oh, we do get a little bit there's a scene of Bubble Girl arresting some of the guys inside the facility, and they start talking about how, like, yeah, and then the boss got sick, and we all know who to blame for that.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
I think they're clearly leading into Overhaul has been taking over this organization from the
And
inside.
they don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they
He's
don't like.
he started hiring thugs. We're the Yakuza. We were a team.
we
We
got
were a
rules.
family. We got
Yeah.
rules. But he's been pulling in
been
these other
breaking them.
guys.
Yeah.
And we don't like it. Started using a villain's name,
Well,
and that's not
you know,
what we do.
Well, basically, Overhaul's been changing with the times.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like the criminal times.
Yeah.
And
He's added the criminal element to this criminal syndicate.
yeah, they become a supervillain group before they resented that name at all.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we got rules.
Yeah, we don't need your stupid quirks,
We
okay?
have a code.
No, this is bullshit. We don't want your quirks here. We don't want to be supervillains. We want to be criminals. You know, hardworking criminals.
Well, it's Japan, so like the mob is not really a good analog because
It's not.
Yakuza are more complicated.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah,
they're like community supporting.
It's
criminals.
weird. It's
like
really
if
fucking
it's like
weird.
if the Black Panthers were also a criminal syndicate, like
Yeah.
kinda with the Yakuza.
It's weird. It's awkward. And it's ultimately morally questionable at the very least.
Very muddy water.
Yeah.
But yeah. So. Yeah.
That's pretty much the episode. As far as the here comes the preview from good old Deku, the only, like, it seemed pretty just like, we got to keep making our way through this thing, and things keep trying to slow us down. The only thing that had me interested is the preview ends with Deku saying something, wait, I didn't think you'd be here, which makes me think there might be some League of Villains people here or something, or like some bad guys we didn't think we'd be seeing.
Yeah, presumably it'd be the League of Villains.
Yeah.
Who else would he recognize, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
mean,
only reason I don't think it's them is because they specifically said that Gran Torino was already tailing them somewhere else. So we've been given information that they are explicitly not here. So if they are here, we've got that Black Void dude who can teleport people wherever. So it's not that unimaginable.
Well,
they could also split up.
There's nothing saying that they're all in one place.
Yeah.
Either, so.
Intel might be wrong. There's all kinds of things that could get them there, but
Yeah.
we
Also-
had been basically told they wouldn't be here.
I am so glad, by the way. Like, when I was reading this, I was like, oh man, I can't imagine how many episodes they're going to have to take to get through these fights. And yeah, no, we're getting like
Like a
a
fighting
solid
episode, basically.
full
Just
arc
one
of the
episode,
fight
yeah.
every episode. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, that's the best way to handle it. Is just, all right, this fight, this episode, this fight, this episode. We're not gonna, fuck around.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
And something else that I have come to appreciate, if I'm going to be really honest, there are some times where I feel like some fights need more. Like, there are some times where I would love more action out of a fight. But there are also times where I've seen where anime will try and pad out the fight, and what they've really done is take away the importance of the actual, the original, like, moves, actions, hits that were taken.
Yeah,
Because
My Hero just tries to enhance what's already there. They don't try to distract
yeah,
or like draw it out for no reason.
Yeah.
they let it play out exactly as it's supposed to, and I'm really happy about that, because I can't help but feel that every time the series, like anime, like, gosh, every time that my hero has had a like filler action, or even just a filler fight, it has never measured up to the actual, like, Horikoshi's actual writing.
Yeah.
I'm being really honest.
Yeah, no, like, because they're not, there's usually some sort of mental, like, element to the fight, some sort of strategy at play, and, the people who are just adapting the show, they don't have the same writing chops or experience
Yeah.
as Horikoshi. I guess it's not fair to say they don't have the same writing chops, but they certainly don't have the same experience with writing his stories like he does.
Yeah, and I think that's important. But yeah, no, these. Oh man, I'm sorry.
We're in it now.
Yeah.
Like
We're in it.
After it's kind of funny that this is sort of where we had a week where we skipped, because after weeks of episodes where we kind of kept going, kind of just feels like it's building and like something big's coming, and we've gotten like a little drip of info here. But
And the best part is, we're not even to the good stuff yet.
ooh,
Like,
well, this stuff is already good, sir.
I will
But
say,
I know. I feel like you can tell though. Like,
Yeah.
this is nowhere near the best animation they've had for
Yeah.
a fight, and I personally believe that's because they're really holding back. Till
Although
they
that Fat
give
Gum
the
stuff
time.
looked really good.
Yeah.
It was
Like that-
good.
Like that part did look great.
It was good, but it still was not nowhere near the best they've done.
Yeah.
And I love Fat Gum. Like Fat Gum is truly for me the best. The first truly good part about this whole arc was that Fat Gum fight and everything that took place there, because the way it's set up, the way it's executed, the reveal, like the overall like action of it, it's so good.
Yeah, but I would say that if I were them, I also would not spend my money on that fight. I would spend it on what's coming up.
Yeah. So.
Money and time.
Sun Eater's fight was also good.
Yeah.
And if you feel like Sun Eater's fight was on the level with Fat Gum's, that's cool. For me, the biggest hype moment for me was Fat Gum. Like, I felt like Sun Eater's is good, but...
I guess, yes. We're wrapping up, so may as well answer this.
Do we plan to review the My Hero Academia movie? Yeah, I mean,
why not?
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm not looking forward to it.
I think someone told me the only thing that has me concerned about the movie, and I might be wrong, and it might be misinformation, but someone I believe had told me that the movie is taking place where they are currently in the manga, not the anime.
Oh, what?
But that might have been incorrect.
That would be a bad choice.
Yeah, because anything from previous stuff I've seen, every character, I don't know if there's any sort of big, huge redesigns in characters or anything, but everyone looks about how I think they look. So I don't know if that's...
People are saying it is.
Oh,
That's...
no.
It's not a good choice for a movie.
So that makes me concerned about whether or not I should be seeing it right away.
I guess you shouldn't.
Yeah, you really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so, I was concerned about that the moment I saw Hawks.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
I thought they might have been seeing it a little earlier instead. But...
Yeah, I was hoping that's what they were doing, but if in fact the movie takes place currently in the manga, that's awful.
That just seems like a really confusing thing to do to an anime audience, speaking as part of it. But I also don't know how integral anything that I don't know from the series would tie into this movie so far. I'm sure there are big things that you don't want to talk about to be like, no, here's why it would be obvious. But yeah, when I heard about that, I was like, oh, I don't...
Okay, some people are saying it doesn't take place currently, but it does take place after where we're
after
currently
this arc,
at.
maybe.
So maybe it's after this season. I don't know. But either way, when it comes to the movie, I'm not. The reason I'm not really excited. I don't think it's gonna be bad, but the reason I'm not excited for is that, frankly, Two Heroes was kind of underwhelming. It was okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
And the fact that they just put the TV team and budget onto the movie kind of bums me out, because I don't know, a movie's a chance to see these characters with higher fidelity and like movie quality animation, and if you're not going to give me that, I'm kind of less interested, because it's already filler.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anything that the movie did, is that throughout it, you got the highest quality animation of the series all throughout the entire movie. Because there are times where the series itself doesn't look as good as every scene in that movie did.
Yeah.
But anyway, so point ultimately being, holy shit, I can't believe if that's actually where this movie takes place. I'm going to see it, but obviously
really
you cannot. You don't get to. Fuck
Right.
you, Grant.
Fine. Well, then my review coming in like 4 years when the anime catches up.
Yeah, actually, jeez. Damn.
Okay, so it looks like it might be, I don't know, people are giving confusing information in there.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll know when it comes out.
And it's one of those things where, like again, the movie might have so little to do with whatever is going on in the main plot that it's not terrible if I end up seeing it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out closer to it, I'm sure. But either way, unless you guys got anything, I think that's about it for these episodes.
Yeah, no, that was it. So,
Cool stuff. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're watching live, we're gonna be live with Pokemon here in a little bit.
Yeah, come watch the Nuzlocke.
7-ish. So yeah, come check out the Nuzlocke.
come watch the Nuz.
It'll be happening in like an hour 15.
We have a surprise for you if you can show up tonight.
And you can see more fun green screen antics like Tyler down there, and we might even have some special guests in the house.
I'm going to keep
Possibly.
calling it the Nuz. I'm going to actively do it.
Please do not.
It's not gonna be a thing.
It's disgusting.
I mean, look, it doesn't matter if you say
I'm going
it
to
or
stop
not.
respecting
I'm
him.
going to keep doing it.
But anyway, that's gonna do it for us. So we'll see you guys later.
Later.
Goodbye.